What is up, my RedRebel Nation family? It's your boy Deuces. I'm back once again, guys. Yes, I'm not wearing my Lakers hat in case anyone asked. It is put up. I put it up. So, LA no more today. Anyways, guys, look, I was doing a Google binge. I'm just gonna say I was watching YouTube, looking through YouTube and Google AdSense and all kinds of stuff today. So I'm kind of tired here, so bear with me. Anyways, I was looking through this and I found this video. So I started watching it, and it says Kylie Rodney's mom, Lindsay, and a few of her red flags. You know, as we said before, Kylie Rodney's mom has been kind of weird about this whole thing, like the fingers around in a circle. I read a little bit about that, and that's actually supposed to mean something. I'm not gonna actually talk about that because I don't know enough about it to talk about it, and I'm not the type of person to spread rumors, so I'm not gonna speculate on that. But I will tell you this much. The whole Kiley Rodney thing has been weird, and we all know it has. So what is the word I'm looking for? Am I looking for something that's going to justify? No, I'm not. I'm just going to put it point blank. It has been very unorganized and very bluntly looking suspicious. That's my opinion, and a lot of others shared the same opinion. But then you have some people that actually wonders if it was a mistake. So, see, we could speculate about anything. We can give our own theories, own opinions, and some are out there. I agree with you. But again, we have a right to our own opinion and state our own thoughts about something. The reason why a conspiracy theorist is out there. So, that's separate from this video. That's for another video. Anyways, guys, so I'm going to show you guys this video. We're going to talk through it, and we're going to pause it in and talk about a little bit about it. But listen to what the channel is called the CNY Family. You guys, this is actually a pretty good video I'm about to show you. But without further ado, I'm done talking, guys. Let's continue to see what they have to say.
Okay, so let me just expand on that last video where I pointed out the fact that Lindsay, out of her own mouth, claimed the last time she saw her daughter was Friday morning. She never reported her daughter missing until Saturday at 5 p.m. Okay, that's an awful long time. Now, let's talk about the fact that, and these are from her own words, let's talk about the fact that she said she knew her daughter was at a party where there was drinking going on, right? And her daughter texts her to see if to tell her that she is going to be late. The mother texts her back.
Well, most generally, whenever your daughter says she's at a party, you know graduation's right around the corner, so you know more likely there's going to be drinking involved at this party. But as we know, this was not a normal party, and it was said by numerous people, Sammy being one of them. So 200 to 300 people is far from normal, as she said. So now we're looking at something that Kylie Rodney's mom could have thought that this was a small party. Now, does that give her clearance to drink? No, because she's underage. What she should have done at that time is something that I cannot speak on because we don't know what Kylie Rodney was under at the time she arrived at this party. So for the CNY family woman to be speculated on that. Now, whether she talked to Kylie Rodney's mom, I don't know, but that's kind of weird to be speculating on that point. Now, her theory and what she's saying could be 100% true. I'm just telling my side of this through her voice, if that makes sense. So anyways, guys, without further ado, let's continue to listen to what she has to say.
She does not call her to see if she is okay. She does not call her to see what is going on. She texts her back and says, "Wake me up when you get home." So she goes to bed. Lindsay goes to sleep. Wakes up the next morning, realizes her daughter is not home, and goes to sit at fucking Starbucks to wait for her daughter. Okay, if that doesn't give you guys red flags, let's go to the next thing. So all these phone calls get made. Jagger gets a phone call, but they don't report, but Lindsay does not report her daughter missing. Don't you find that odd? Lindsay does not go to Prosser, where she claims that she knows her daughter was, where the party was, right? Lindsay never goes there. Lindsay does not give AWP the contact number for her. So when AWP finds her, they do not contact Lindsay. Lindsay is nowhere to be found. Lindsay wants to go on national television and beg for people to help find her daughter with her fake whining face, but...
Okay, hold on a second. Because something just doesn't sound right here. So, you say that she went to Starbucks the next morning when her daughter wasn't home. Well, I can tell you something from being a father. I'm actually not going to go to sleep that night. I'm going to wait until my daughter gets home, and then I'm going to open the door for her and basically see what she's been doing. That's from a father, and a woman should be no different. So for her mom to not call her that night or stay up for her, or if she didn't show up, go looking for her, that is weird to me in general. But now, she goes on to say something here in a minute that really bothers me. And it's really weird for a mom that cares not to go do what she's about to say. But I'm not going to run it for you guys because I want you guys to hear it for yourself. Another thing I want to speculate on is this. If Kiley Rodnis' mom goes to Starbucks, it goes to tell me she's not worried about her daughter. What are you going to go to Starbucks for? Why are you going to go get you a French vanilla latte while your daughter's not around? Do you see what I'm saying? So her daughter was young enough that her mom should have actually went to see where her daughter was at. So there was a lot of speculations about their family going out and cleaning up the campground is what they said. So I don't know what's true because there's so much things said around this case that it could be anything at this point. And we will never 100% know until we get the autopsy reports back, saying if she was drinking or whether she wasn't. I also heard that the car was in neutral inside the water. So, but was the key on? That's my question. Was the key turned on, ignition? And I've said this in my other videos, and I've stated my point on my other videos. So that goes on to beg to differ that this woman, Kiley Rodnis' mom, went to Starbucks, didn't care about where her daughter was at. You know, she's at a party. My first question would have been calling her closest friend or going to where she's at and trying to find her. See, this case is abnormal in my opinion. I think there's something in this case that is missing. And everybody wants to find her phone. I've said before, why did Check It TV get her laptop? I know, he dove for it and he found it, correct? Okay, well, when the car was rolled over, how come the stuff fell out and how come the police department never recovered it? Okay, well, hold on. I'm about to answer your question too. Now, what goes to say that everybody's saying that, well, AWP is the one that turned over the car? Okay, why wasn't they retrieving this stuff? You see what I'm saying? So that goes to tell me that everything was done. This whole thing has been nothing but a puzzle, guys. And I'm speechless because I can't find the words to say what I wanted to say right then because this is weird. 100%. And when I get speechless, something is wrong at that moment in time. I don't feel right about this case. The mom should be bawling her eyes out and she's not, guys. That's what's so weird. She's going to Starbucks and she's drinking lattes? Just doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, guys, let's see what she has to say.
No actual tears ever from this woman. Not one freaking tear. Okay? Say what you want about that, whatever. And then let's go to the fact that she says that she cannot be out searching for her daughter because she's not trained to look for missing people. You're a freaking mom. You don't need to be trained. It's called instinct. Do you have motherly instinct? Did you lose out on that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, to say something so stupid like, oh, I can't go look for her because I'm not trained to look for missing people. That's your daughter. You should have a connection with her like nobody else. But you can't go out and look for her. So you'd rather sit at base camp with all these people who are singing and laughing and playing guitars and hanging out and eating. Yeah. And people want to tell him.
I don't even think she was at base camp half the time. I think she was actually at home. Because I always wondered why she wasn't looking for her daughter. And now I understand. You're not trained to look for your daughter? That is absurd to me. I don't see why you have to be trained. Now, if you don't want to go and find your daughter and see if something went wrong when they find her, if they do find her, then which they did, then I totally understand that. That's a place where the father should be going and doing what he needs to be done and taking care of business, like a man should. So it seems like Kiley's mom is not wanting to go look for her daughter now. So it leaves a spot in this whole case just open. So whenever she's not wanting to go, what did the father think about this, I wonder? Do you think the father was like, why don't you go and look for your daughter? Why aren't you even looking for a bag? Why aren't you walking down the road even looking for her purse, her phone, her laptop? Why aren't you doing something? I wonder if that ran through his head. I wonder what the grandma and grandpa said to her, Kiley Rodney's mom, at the time. Why ain't you out there? I wonder if they comfort her. Probably comfort her, right? But if it was me, I would be looking for my daughter. But that goes back to what I just said about the man's job. The mom maybe not wanted to and thought she would stand back and take care of base camp. She wasn't taking care of base camp, guys. Who was? You know exactly who took control of that whole ordeal, and it blew me away. She come in there, no problem, acting like she knew what she was doing. Makes no sense, guys. Anyways, guys, let's continue and see what she has to say.
And people wonder why everybody's skeptical of Lindsay. People wonder why. and then she wants to go on TV and tell everybody to mind their own business, that this was an accident. After she said how many times that her daughter would never drink and drive. Kiley would never drink and drive. She's not that kind of person. She would never do that. Flip the switch. Oh, the script just flipped. It's an accident. Now she's pushing this accident. And you know what? I don't care how anybody feels about this. There's something very wrong with that woman. It's like she does not have a connection to Kiley. It is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And I have 2 daughters, so trust me, I know. I know the connection that I am talking about. And any of you out there that have kids, you know the motherly connection that I am talking about. It is lacking in this case. So what is really going on here? What is really going on with the mother? Do we not have the right to question, as shady as she has been?
Look, and I go on further to say this to you guys. A celebration of life is understanding, correct? But then you had people go a little bit further with this whole thing, because now you have people talking about her death certificate. Okay, and that's one thing I'm not getting into once again, because I'm not for sure whether that is or not. But one thing I can tell you guys is everything that's said in this video is true. Okay? So this woman's facts is 100% correct. So I can reassure you of that. But I also could tell you this. Take it with a grain of salt. If you want to believe it, believe it. If don't. That's the reason why people are different, guys. You see where this is going? Because you could think about something totally. You could be like, oh, well, her mom was, grieving over in a different way. I've heard that before. And I totally get that. Everybody grieves in different ways. My grandma couldn't even cry. She had no tear ducts. So she could not cry. So I totally get people whenever they say stuff like that. But let me tell you something. The mom let kids take over the search party. That makes absolutely no sense to me. Why are you going to let a kid take over the search party? Oh, well, she knew what she was doing because she, she's been a construction of, something in Boys and Girls Club or what have you, over events. I get that. Okay. But are you really seriously? Did they find her from her perspective? No, they didn't. Did they find her from the cops' perspective? No, they didn't. The cops called the area clear. So what happens if AWP doesn't come along and actually search that spot of water? I see you guys asking yourself that question too. Well, the answer to that is well, her car would have been found by somebody else swimming. That's probably what would have happened with that. So a lot of people says that AWP shouldn't have came, that the cops should have took it over and removed the car. Cops did remove the car. Okay, hold up. Does a body of water actually have current? No, it's a reservoir. The water goes up and down. There's no current. There's no moving body of water in this reservoir. Which tells me there's no way when this laptop hits the ground inside the water, it's not going nowhere, guys. It's going to go inside and it's going to settle and it's not moving. And now, if anyone, I understand people's not going to agree with me. So hit me up in the comments. Let me know. Hey, I'm open-minded to everything. Like I said, nothing bothers me. But one thing I can say about this case is Check It TV comes along and finds a laptop, correct? Okay, he done a good thing. Well, depending on who you ask at that point, because now you have somebody coming along, find a laptop, and people ask, well, why didn't the cops find it? The cops are the one that retrieved the vehicle. Oh, well, it was away from the vehicle. How far away from the vehicle was it? There's no current in this water. So that goes to tell me this laptop was overlooked at this point in time. Check It TV found it whenever the water was lowered. So that's how he found it, was diving. The cops was diving and never found her vehicle in 14 foot of water, 7.5 feet to the car. Never. So what was they doing? Was they snorkeling above the water? From drone footage, you could see something in the water at that point in time. Anyways, guys, let's continue to see what she has to say.
Do we not? That's all I'm saying. So stop standing up and defending Lindsay when all she wanted to do was stand there and defend those teens. Her daughter is gone. That's all I'm saying. We're the ones out here trying to figure out what happened to her. Lindsay's just fine with everybody shutting up, calling it an accident, and moving on with her life. Ask yourself why that is. All right, you guys.
Guys, it's true. It's 100% true. That's it. I know a lot of people's not going to like this kind of video, but it's true. She's thinking this was an accident, correct? Well, let's go on to see what else she has to say.
Guys, I felt like I had to expand on that because people were like, oh, that's not reason enough to, accuse the mother. No, but how about all these things combined? All right, you guys, please hit that thumbs up. Please share. Please subscribe. Please share this video. Please subscribe to the channel. If you want to join and become a member of the CNY family, you can do that. There's a link in the description below. Also, if we're asking anybody that wants to, that can, if you want to donate to the channel, the links are in the description below. So please, you guys, just keep asking these questions and don't give in to this nonsense. Until next time, bye.
Guys, look, she's 100% correct. The mom went to Starbucks to have a latte or whatever she drinks. Kylie Rodney was missing. Her knowing that her daughter is going to a party. Now, whether it's a small party or a big party, it should not matter. Your daughter's underage. She's at a party that you know she's at. She's not home. I'm going to tell you right now, I'll be checking my daughter at the door. And if she doesn't come home, then hey, I go after her. Plain and simple. There ain't nothing stopping me from that point. You know, see what I'm saying? So, and if that was the case, why didn't Kylie Rodney's mom call the father and be like, hey, she's not home. It's 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning. She's not home. Would you go check on her? And I guarantee you the father probably would have said, yes, I will go check on her. Or I'll come pick you up and we'll go check on her together. You see what I'm saying? Because at times like that, if you're not together or not with the father or with the mother of your child, you come together at that point because you know you have to at that point for that child. You know what I'm saying? Because mother and father, they're powerful together. Anyways, guys, I go on to say this absolutely makes absolutely no sense to me. This whole thing is not an accident, and they will come forward and they will call it an accident. I'm 100% probably positive on that. Well, don't, hold on. Scratch that. I'm not 100% positive because there has been so many drastic changes in this case that it can go either which way, because I'm going to tell you one thing. I've shared my opinion. I'll share it again. This was no accident, guys. It was not. There's too many things the cops would have done, came out with an autopsy report. They would have done, told us what happened, everything else. There's something they're looking into. Anyways, guys, go subscribe to the CNY family. Go subscribe to her. Show her love. Anyways, guys, share this video, guys, 100%. Anyways, guys, YouTube family, I love you guys. Creek Squad salutes you. Red Rebel Nation, I love you guys too. Your boy Deuce is out. Thank you, guys.